Kia ora, my lovelies. Look at this. Oh my gosh, this is the type of thing that just makes me so happy. There's only one thing that makes me happier, and that's a hand-dyed pile of lace and muslin and coffee-dyed papers ready to go. I don't mass make a lot unless it's neutrals, and lately I've been getting better at realizing what actually helps me to mass make. So look at these gorgeous little things. So I've got all different sizes. I've got big ones, I've got little ones, I've got more ornate ones, and I've got some that I haven't put any coating on at all that are just stuck to a bit of cereal box. So I have made this digital, and this isn't all from this digital. I'll go through the processes and all the experimenting that I've tried, because I think this could be a really helpful video. It's going to have a lot of variation of supplies that you could give a go, and two that are in the process of being experimented with. One not working so well so far, but I'll tell you why so that you don't bother trying it. As you can see, I've already harvested a few of these off this digital, but if you do want that one, that I have already put in a photograph of the little brass rings. So they kind of look like they've got a brass ring around them, even though they don't. And I have put a couple in here. So there's an example of what I use, the ones that are on the cereal box, and I just put them on cereal box card because it just lifts them up a little bit more. There is another one there. I've just put that one on a little paper clip. And as far as the other buttons, there's one there, just hidden together in a cluster. I use them quite a lot. One on the tag there, just for a little bit of interest. And if you've seen the video on making these, I've popped one up there as well. So they really are handy to have. And even though, I mean, well, there's one of those ones as well on this magnetic opening one that I made. So, but they don't look, even though that's within 5 pages, they've all been used so differently, that they don't look like there's, well, I don't think there's too many in there. So I will just set these up. I will put the links, because I got all of these little brass rings off Temu. Just keep in mind, I don't know if the links will work, because it's usually Temu New Zealand that it takes you to, and the Temu links, they sell out of their products so quickly. So I'll put them in there, but I can't guarantee they'll work. Hopefully, at the very least, when you click on it, you'll be able to see what the title was. So you could take the title of what the product is and potentially put that into the Temu in your country, or the AliExpress or the Amazon that you want to use. So I'll just set these up and I'll be back in a tick. Okay, so these are all very similar but different processes. These ones here, these are all done using a purchased washi tape, and all I have done is I have taken that off, I have stuck it onto some white card, I have hole punched with my circle punch, and then I have done the process that we will go through. This one here, both of these two, they have been printed onto washi sticker paper. I'll put the link for that one as well. I've just bought some more actually, that I've just bought off Temu, that goes straight through my inkjet printer, home printer, and that would probably be my preferred option out of all of these so far, but we'll have other options as well. The only difference with this guy here versus these ones is I put this one onto brown cardstock, the washi tape, and I put this one onto a white cardstock. So that's kind of cool that you can change the colour based on what card you put it onto as well. But the good thing about that is the coating on the washi tape doesn't allow the resin to seep underneath. that's when I come to these ones. Now there is a way around this, which I will explain as well. But see how these ones, I wonder if I got, yeah, I've got a direct comparison. So see how this one here has come out quite a bit darker, grayer, and you can probably see it there as well. These ones are a little bit whiter, these ones are a little bit grayer. I'll just do a zoom in. That's because if you turn these ones over versus those ones, see how you can see the staining here? And that's because the resin has gone into the paper and that darkens them. And I've done this before with normal paper, and it goes even darker because the resin seeps in even faster. So you've got to be quite quick. I'd only do one at a time. I was doing a couple at a time. So put the resin in there quick as you can, chuck that first 60 seconds on so that it stops seeping through the paper, because that definitely darkens it. So that would be my little trick there. The way around that, which is what I didn't do when I was doing those ones, is I would actually just now put it, rather than punching them out, put it directly onto the actual, so this is gloss photo paper, glue it directly onto there so that it can't go under. I would still work really quickly though and only do one at a time. And if you're going to fill this, because they take quite a lot of resin, so that one there I did in 3 different layers of resin. So I put a little bit just to cover it, quickly chucked it under LED lamp, then I did another layer, and then I did another layer. And you can't tell that I've done 3 layers, as long as each layer you cover properly and there's no missing spots. I would still use all of these. Now, the experiment that I was talking about, I've actually got 2. Uh-oh, here comes needles. Oh no, I just put my finger in that. That was looking quite good, so I'll have to do another one. This one here, before I put my finger in it, focus camera, focus, was looking quite good. I was just waiting for it to dry. And that's just using my glue, Gloo. It's got acetone in it, fast drying glue, very much like Fabri-Tac, etc. So if that works, I will show an example of it. Clearly I'm going to have to do another one though. So that could be an option, just using glue. This one here, this is just your focus camera. This is just doing it with clear nail polish. And that is on the gloss photo paper. You can't do it on any other paper because I have tried and the nail polish interferes with the inks and changes the colour and stuff. And you can put a layer of Mod Podge on first, and then that kind of protects it. But I would recommend, if you've got the glossy photo paper, to do it on that first. So that's quite a cool option. Now, the option I was saying does not work. At least I was trying just normal PVA craft glue. So from memory, that was, see how the ink's running into it. I haven't tried it with the gloss photo paper version, so I will do that as well and post that in the little comparison for tomorrow. Clearly, inkjet paint, oh my gosh, my words today. Inkjet printing on any kind of porous absorbent paper, nope, won't work. So there is all the options that I've got, that I've tried, and I will go through them with you and show you how to do them now and do a bit of a process. Okay, step 1. These are going to be the ones, oh, and I should mention too, so these were scrapbooking paper that I used, and it's not good. It seeps through even faster than the photo gloss. So I would definitely recommend either grabbing your Mod Podge and putting a quick layer of that on first, or using the photo gloss paper. So I'm going to try and move quite quickly with this one, and we'll see how we go, and see how much seepage we get. So I've got my LED lamp. I'm just going to put it on for 60 seconds, then another 60 seconds. The second 60 seconds I'm actually going to quickly turn it over and do the back to try and set anything that's coming through. And then the third 60 seconds I'll do for the front. And then I'm going to put another layer of resin in. So I'll just show you what I mean. So literally, sorry, all I have done is I have got my glue, and this kind of stops it seeping through. So if I do one of these ones, but I'm not going to be resining this one because I like to let the glue dry before I hit it with the resin. I just put a little bit of this glue. It dries clear anyway, and the resin usually covers it. And then I'll just pop it on where I want it, and I will leave it there for a good half an hour to an hour and just push it down. It just seems to create, rather than there being a gap, because when the resin heats it kind of liquefies a little bit more just before it sets, and it often seeps out, and you can cut it off and stuff, but to be honest it's a little bit annoying. So then I grab my resin. This is just UV resin. Look up on Temu UV resin. You really don't need to buy the expensive stuff. I get along perfectly fine with this. So I'm just going to really quickly zoom around the corner using my nozzle to set that, and then I need to, quicker than this. Okay, I'm not going to do it, but usually I'd grab my lighter and I would quickly make sure there's no air bubbles, so I will do that in the next one, but I wanted to set this off straight away. So while I'm gone, I'm going to do this for 60 seconds, I'm going to turn it over, I'm going to do the opposite side, then I'll come back. Okay, so that's set enough that it's not going to continually seep through the paper. And the reason why I'm doing it in the layers is because if I had have filled it up, because there's a lot more resin in there, it takes a lot longer to cure. So while the top layers are curing slowly, that bottom layer is still sitting there soaking into the paper. So for our next one, and please, I know I would have put something across the screen, but please don't be me and have no gloves available and get all excited and do this without gloves. I am very careful not to get any resin on my fingers, and you can feel it's on there straight away, and I've got wet wipes just in case. So now we can we've got a little bit more time, and we just need to run that lighter across the top just to make sure that there's no air bubbles. This is another smaller layer. I'm going to do one more that's going to be a heavy layer. So this one I'm only going to set the top twice for 60 seconds. Oh dear. Okay, so I was recording when I wasn't meant to be recording, and not recording when I was meant to be recording. It's just been one of those days. So here's how this one came out. It did seep through a little bit, but not much. So the 10 of clubs has stayed nice and clear. I have got another one that I've done just to show you how I then trim it. Oh, story of my life. So I just cut it off there, and then rather than cutting that way, I turn my scissors sideways, and then I just allow the scissors to run round the edge of the ring, and then if there's a couple of extra bits, I just go back in. I don't have to be too fussy about it, and then you've got it cut off the paper and you can't see the paper behind it. Okay, so this one, I'll do another washi sticker one. This time I will just use some of this bought washi sticker in case you don't have the printed version at home. That is one of the printed version ones, so I'll just... Now I haven't done this with the brown craft stock with this colour washi sticker, so let's see how that comes out. Then again I'll do this pretty much straight away, but I would leave this to dry just so that that barrier works really well and it doesn't seep out between the washi sticker paper and the bottom of the ring. And I'll just place it where I think it looks quite good. So with the washi sticker that I've done, I have just cut a piece out and stuck it on just as I would with this guy. But you can also, I've made this digital so that these ones here are 1 inch and these ones are 3/4 inch. So if you've got a paper punch, you can just do that straight away and then stick a ring on it. So I'll just pop this on here. And I'll do this one and I just pop it on there so that it picks it up, and then I just turn it over. Now because my hole punch is smaller, I would really want to wait for this one to dry because it will quite definitely seep out of there. So actually I won't do that one, I'll do these ones. And I'll just leave that one to dry and I'll do that one later. But these guys, because they've been sitting on here for, well, that one has for quite a while, this one not so much, so I'm just hoping that that one doesn't seep out too much. But you don't have to be as careful with the layering. So for example, this one here, I would just run round just so that it gets into the edges, and then put as much as I want in there, and then I would just pop that under the LED lamp for a good 4 minutes, so 4 60-second settings. And same with this guy here, because he's larger and I want that bottom layer to set, I will do him in an extra layer. So I won't bore you with that detail, just know that I'm doing this one very similar to the last process that I showed. So I'll just set those off and I'll come back. Okay, there we go, and then again I'll show you what it looks like. I hope you all had an amazing Christmas, however you chose to spend it. So I can see that glue still isn't dry, which is why I say I usually leave that. But there we go. So that's what it looks like on the brown craft card. I think I do prefer it on the white. But even so, see how it's lightened it, and made it whiter in that version. It's quite brown in that one. But yeah, that's my favourite. So I would go on to white cardstock, and then I'd just cut that guy out as well. And we're good to go for that. Okay, next version. So the next version, if you were using the matte, so this is a matte photo paper that I've printed on, but any matte porous paper, glue your ring on, leave it there so that it's nice and dry, like I say, for a good 30 minutes to an hour. Then I just get a paintbrush, bit of Mod Podge, pop it on there, make sure I've got it into the corners, and leave that to dry, and then I'd do resin on top of it. I won't show you that process because other than putting a little bit of Mod Podge in there, it would be exactly the same. So let's try with the glue without putting my finger in it before it dries. So this is the one that I use, and all I did, and I do have it in the smaller bottle, but I noticed the smaller bottle puts quite a lot of air bubbles in it, whereas this one doesn't. So I just let the glue run down, and without really squeezing the bottle too much, I kind of just let it pull out until you think you've got enough. And then leave it like that until it's dried. Let it level itself out. This could be a good option. I know there's glossy accents, that's an option too, and we know that works. I just find for such a tiny bottle and for how much you would use, price effective wise, this might be a better option, but we'll see how it goes. And because it's a day later, we've had time to let the experiments dry. So Mod Podge and PVA, no, not really. I did notice that as they were drying, the pink from the ink came to cloud all of the glue. So yeah, that's a fail. The clear dry glue, well, I guess it's definitely an option. I mean, if you can see that, it does bubble when it dries, some more so than others, but if I had no other option, I'd use that, and I will probably still use those three as well. So there you go, there's a little update. And last option, just good old-fashioned things that we've all done before, but I may as well. There might be someone on here, you never know, that hasn't done this. So 2 of cereal wax, 1 hole punched out of, that's just the matte paper, and then I just ink all the edges, so I'll just quickly do that and pop back. So I'm just going to glue these together. So our Christmas, of course, me being me, the teacher, I took a photo of myself wearing these ridiculous oversized reindeer glasses that have antlers. I'll pop it in here now. And then I made everybody else wear it, of course. And when we went to take a family photo, my mum's partner, I said, right, you've got a choice. You can either wear this little headband with the elf hat on it, or you can wear a Santa hat. And he goes, oh, I don't really want to wear a hat. I said, that wasn't one of my options. I said, you've got A or B. There is no C. Santa hat, elf headband. He goes, I'll just wear my cap. I said, once again, wasn't one of the options that I was going for. He goes, I'll wear the Santa hat. So I went and put it on him. Oh, I was so proud of him that he did it though, because it would have looked funny if we all had weird things on and he was just standing there, so it's good that he joined in. I'll pop that photo up too now. Okay, there you go, done. And I would just put a clip on either side as well, just while it's drying, so that those layers stay nice and stuck together. And then you can do what you want with them. You can put an eyelet in them, you can leave them as is and just stick them on, or like the version in here somewhere, bet you I can't find it now, where I just put quite a thick nail polish on. I wasn't too sparing with it, to be fair. Nah, can't find it. Oh, there you are. Speak of the devil. There he is. So you could either leave them matte, or you can make them shiny. But yeah, they're just quite handy little things to have as part of your stash when you're making clusters. Makes for a really good feature in the middle of just a paper, maybe a bit of lace cluster, and then you can just pop this guy in the middle. So hopefully that was helpful. Obviously you don't need to grab my digital, and you can just use washi tape that you've bought. I would honestly, the washi tape I'm just loving at the moment though, because I can print off strips of my collage papers that I've bought off Etsy or made myself and turn them into washi tape just by cutting them into strips. So then I have the exact washi tape that I want. I might just grab the packet of the version that I've got, so if you want to find it you can. Here you go, this is the version I'm using. Fomsy printable washi sticker paper, A4 translucent, and it prints through your printer great. So there you go, have fun. I hope you give some a go in whichever version works for you, whether it's resin or whether it's nail polish, or well, let's see if the glues work. I really hope they do, because that would be a great option. Just a longer drying time, that's all. And please, please, please wear your gloves and your mask, because I would hate to think that anybody followed my bad example. And until next time, my lovelies, thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this and you'd like to stick around for a while, feel free to subscribe. I'd love to have you join me. And until next time, mā te wā.